What's going on, all you wild dinosaur enthusiasts? It's your two favorite paleontologists back here. I'm Logan Myers, my good mate over there.
I'm Dr. Henry Grant, and we're here to dig up the carcass of Jurassic Park 3. Directed
And
by Joe Johnston.
and Joe Johnston, what happened to Uncle Steven Spielberg? He's probably like, this movie's going to be a piece of shit. And he was right. So that's why they hired Joe Johnston to take the helm of this abomination and piece of shit movie that I just had the joy of rewatching yesterday, and definitely didn't have my full attention because it just didn't have the heart of the first two films, especially the first one. It just kind of setting up some more craziness that happens at Isla Sorna, like the second movie, them returning, basically having to do with this kid that goes missing. The parents hire on Dr. Alan Grant, Sam Neill returning just for a paycheck, Isla Sorna, to look for this kid. He's going to be the tour guy, but he eventually finds out they're looking for this kid and come across some more dinosaurs. How predictable could that be?
No kidding. Yeah, this whole movie is a cliche upon itself. Just a silly reason to head back to Jurassic Park. This kid, in a funny scene in the beginning, there just happened to be paragliding right by Isla Sorna, a park full of dinosaurs. What could go wrong? And of course, the kid ends up on there, and the parents have to use old Dr. Grant and convince him to fly over the island for a tour, as they say. And of course, they crash land, and we see some new dinosaurs into the fray. They pretty much heavily introduce us to the pterodactyls in part three, the scene where they get in the bird cage. And it's, a pretty lackluster effort in this movie. Like you mentioned, there's no heart. The story, it's like they slopped it together, really. You really don't ever feel for any of the characters here. We see some new faces in the Jurassic Park world. William H. Macy, not bad actor or anything, just, why was he here kind of a thing. They just cast William H. Macy and Téa Leoni as the couple in this movie, and we're supposed to follow along with them and really care about, going to visit and rescue their kid on Isla Sorna. Played by another, the kid's played by another kid that we've seen in a lot of movies that you kind of wonder what happened to him. He's got that face that, you've seen him in a few movies, back in the late 90s, early 2000s. But this is a movie that you throw on in the background, and I never really got into. It's definitely the worst out of the original Jurassic Park trilogy for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with this movie from the get-go. A lot of problems with the script, rewrites, production. Yeah, it was just a mess from the get-go, and probably a lot of studio interference and editing, and a lot of it didn't make sense. Not to mention, this movie is an hour and 30 minutes. Most of the movies are like 2.5 hours. It's short. I'm like, there's not really much that goes on. Go to find this kid, come across more dinosaurs, one behind me with a big ass mouth that's tearing some shit up and killing people left and right, going crazy. And the T-Rex too, and Sam Neill just being there to help them, and also reintroducing the velociraptors, having to do with their eggs, with one of the characters stealing that, so that pisses them off. It's just a lot of human error and stupid mistakes in this film, and just not really much to it. It's like nothing you get attached to, or like, just kill them all, please.
One thing that is a plus for me in this movie is we get to see Michael Jeter. I don't know if a lot of you remember back in the day, Evening Shade was a staple on your CBS Monday nights. So it's a pleasure to see that man. He's been gone for a while. I guess he died at the age of 50 back in 2003, I believe. So it's been a while. He's also in the Green Mile. You guys will recognize him. I always like seeing that guy pop up. He's got that face that you'll never forget. Alessandro Nivola, one of his early movies. This was around the time of, him coming off Face Off, I think was his first movie. So we get to see him as the young actor, the character that ends up stealing the velociraptor eggs, and, velociraptors come after him. And another, silly scene in this. Also, we do see Ellie come back for a scene or two to talk to Dr. Grant, but their, interaction in this movie was brief, as was the runtime in this. And it just, there's nothing really that stands out from the movie besides, the only thing that I can really remember is the, when they get up in the cage and the pterodactyls coming after them. That was, pretty cool. There were a couple of cool chase scenes and everything, but, the story wasn't there here. It, has none of the quality that the first and the second films had, which we reviewed, and we still really appreciate and enjoy, and are classic movies in their own right. But this one just, unfortunately was a bad trip back to the park.
Totally forgettable. And it was, watching this 20 plus years ago, whenever it was, 2001. I mean, it was released during a weird time for movies. A lot of horror flicks out during that time, Saws and Texas Chainsaw. There's a lot of horror returning. Then you have the Jurassic Park movie that, it was 4 years since the last movie. So, just from the get-go, it just didn't make sense. And it was pretty much a total train wreck from the script to production of the film. And a lot of the cast didn't really work for me either. Sam Neill was okay in the role. He did as best as he could, but a lot of the writing just wasn't there. It's a short ass movie going back to this island, dinosaurs killing people. That's about it. There's just nothing to get attached to, no heart to it, no magic that Amblin Entertainment had in Spielberg. So huge slap in the face to the franchise and totally forgettable movie that I probably won't watch again.
If you guys want to check it out, you guys can stream it. It's on HBO Max along with, the first and second movie. Unfortunately, the new trilogy movies aren't streaming anywhere, at least that I could find, unless you want to rent them, then you can watch them. But we both wanted to revisit, the older movies, go back to the park, the original 3 movies, trilogy. Part 3 wrapped up the trilogy for us. And unfortunately, it was a, bad exit. Wasn't a movie that was very fun to watch again, and, not one worth revisiting, really. So with that being said, Uncle Henry here is going to give Jurassic Park 3 a 2.5 out of 5 William H. Macy Frank Gallagher hair pieces. Where's Fiona?
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it a worse score because I just did really get attached to this movie at all. Forgettable. Even my son wasn't into it. He loves dinosaurs, so that's saying something. He was playing with the Switch. He wasn't even paying attention. So never a good sign. Sam Neill is cool. Everything else is kind of a mess in this and just forgettable, as we said. So that being said, I'm going to give Jurassic Park 3 a 2 out of 5 Sam Neill hair pieces.
What did you wild paleontologists think of Jurassic Park 3? Leave a comment in the comment section below, and don't forget to click subscribe. Also, make sure to check out our website, Cinephellas.com, and follow along with us on all of our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're always posting. We are reviewing tons of stuff this summer. This coming week alone, we have about 5 or 6 things that we're going to be having to get into and, review for you guys. So please keep following along with us. It's going to be a busy summer and a fun summer to head back to the movies and, to watch some shows that, haven't been on for a while coming back. So we're very excited to review them for you guys and, to talk about them together. Thank you guys for watching our review of Jurassic Park 3, Utter Abomination.
And also stay tuned to our YouTube channel right here. Like this guy was saying, lots of videos coming out. We got Top Gun Maverick, Obi-Wan, and Stranger Things returning this week. Also, we got a review of the new A24 flick Men coming out very soon, and some more interviews and podcasts. So lots of great content coming out this summer. So make sure you click subscribe to our channel.
So thank you guys for returning to Jurassic Park with us one last time for the original trilogy. We will be back very soon to review some more Jurassic Park goodness. We're both going to catch the new film, which is dropping in June in just a couple weeks' time. We may even go back and review Jurassic World and Fallen Kingdom as well. So stay tuned for those. Until the next Jurassic Park movie review, I'm Uncle Henry, and that's my good mate over there, Jeff Goldblum. Cheers.